to the Locker Season 4, Episode 14. I'm your man, A. White. Van Howes will be coming along shortly. I just want to thank everybody for checking us out. Also, thank my man last week, Jay Hayes, for joining in the show. Religiously Kentucky podcast. Go check it out if you like what he had to say. The dude is true blue all day. And he always has good points. So go check out him. Appreciate you for joining the show. Got a lot to talk about, I guess. Me and Van always got a lot to talk about when he joins. We will get into that because my opinions are my opinions and they stand alone by themselves. But I do need to get some updates, man. My man Jack Pilgrim, not too long ago, broke news that Ugana Onyenso will be returning to UK, which was a huge topic on both of my broadcasts, all of my broadcasts, that whether he was going to come back. He said he was going to come here a year sick. His people, Larry Vaught doesn't like the word, the great Larry Vaught doesn't like the word people. His people made a decision that he may not return to Kentucky. And everybody speculated whether he didn't get enough playing time last year. Is he going to get enough playing time this year? Was the money not right? And what we kind of discussed last week, there's not a bigger stage than the University of Kentucky to play basketball. So you decide to leave Kentucky to go somewhere else to get a better opportunity. To me, it's only one thing. It's dollar signs. So he decided he's going to turn. Chris Livingston has decided that he's going to retain his college eligibility. I'm going to assume it's not at the University of Kentucky because of his quote unquote, I'm going to keep doing these air quotes on people because I don't know what the people are. But I will say, I do got to get this out of the way. Let's do some housekeeping. For the next 13 months, I'm going to let you people know that name, image, and likeness and transfer portal is going to change. I don't know if I've ever said kill. A lot of people act like it's a bad thing. It is going to change the landscape of college sports. People, if you like the parody of the NCAA tournament, fine. If you didn't like the parody of NCAA tournament, fine. If you like the possibility of your star player on your team having the possibility of leaving at the end of the season, Deion Walker, for instance, great freshman year here at University of Kentucky. I can't remember where Deion is from. Oh, Michigan. You don't think Michigan's going to try and poach him? You don't think Georgia's going to try and poach him? You don't think Alabama's going to come after him? So transfer portal, name, image, and likeness is going to make all of that possible for these guys. And the thing about it is, transfer portal alone is a great thing to me. Name, image, and likeness on its face value is a great thing to me. When it first came up, I felt like these guys are finally getting a chance to advocate for themselves. My name brings this much money to the university. I want a piece of the pie. I had no idea. I was only concerned about the universities and sponsors taking advantage of the players emotionally, economically, financially, same thing. Financially, and even physically. Like, man, that's why money has never been allowed in college sports because they didn't want people throwing the games or whatever. But UK won't do poorly at SEC. I mean, you're right, man. You're right. But it was just kind of, my concern was I don't want no players getting hurt because these guys' brains are just fully developing at 17. They are really getting to the point where they're getting to their growth, and they got. I mean, the stuff I was doing at 17 and 18, y'all don't want to hear. So when I see stuff pop on the news of UK players now and people go crazy, man, it's I had those incidents. We didn't have social media back then. But unbeknownst to me, it turned out that the players have all the leverage. So, coach, man, we need you to run an extra sprint. You missed class. I want you to stay after and go to study hall. No, I ain't doing that. Well, you're not playing. You can't really do that, especially if it's a high-profile player. You cannot do that. And if you do that too many times, or they get a bad attitude or a bad work ethic, and they want to maintain that bad work ethic. Now, Alabama, that won't happen at. Michigan, I don't think it'll happen. Dabo Swinney, I think, is on the hot seat. I think he's on the hot seat because there's a lot of things that happen during COVID. There's a lot of things that happen during Black Lives Matter. There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes in Clemson that never reached the forefront because Clemson was winning and people didn't want to discuss it. But Dabo Swinney, don't be surprised if you hear Dabo Swinney. And not saying he's a bad coach, but right now the kids hold all the cards. So, what was Chuba's name? Oklahoma State. And the stuff he went through, man, he had his coach held over the rail. And I'm not saying who was right or wrong. I'm not this show is not going to get into politics. I'm just going back to my original statement that transfer portal, name, image, likeness is going to change sports as we know it. John K.Y. Blue, you said, wasn't Stoops complaining about this with the privileged comments? John K.Y. Blue, he was. I got one of my best friends, former UK player, as a coach over there. So I know what he goes through over there, and I know what it's about. John K.Y. Blue, Mark Stoops did complain about these guys being entitled or, not putting forth the effort we ask them. Push back if you ask for, if basically what you're saying is push back if we ask you to put forth a little more effort, which, it becomes kind of icy with the NCAA rules and things nowadays. The problem I had was, John, next interview, he backtracked some of them statements. He backtracked some of the statements. Not that he backtracked it saying, I didn't mean it. He backtracked it like, let me clarify. But I'm going to tell you this, John. This is a locker. We can keep it real in here. If Van was here, I'll look right to the side and say, Van, we in a locker. Can we keep it real? Yeah. Yeah, he fixed it. He fixed it because, once again, if you piss them players off, you got something going on. So, yeah, I think his comments were based off of, you trying to push these players. This game is based off you trying to push because it's a Warriors game that once you go back and forth, the person who survives the longest, Marshawn Lynch had the best quote, I'm going to knock his head over and over and over again until he wants to stop. Like, this game ain't really healthy for nobody. So the week, and that's all you do all week. You got X's and O's where you want to execute and do things right. You have X's and O's. The biggest part of football is finding the person's breaking point. And you get them so accustomed to pushing their breaking point further and further back every day that it doesn't become an issue to your team. I mean, like I said, I see that in Alabama. I see that in Georgia. See that in Ohio State. Because, even C.J. Stroud in the bowl game and decided to, do some things he didn't do during the season because he was playing within the scheme. But when he came down to losing, look, I'm not losing. He's getting out the pocket. He's scrambling, doing things. But football, and then Van is in the background. I'm about to get him in here, but I'm going to say this before we get football. I'm going to see how he feels. Because he always talks about executing. Me and him stand on total opposite sides. He always act like the player ain't executing the plan. And that is fine. But don't call a damn play the player can't execute. Or you're not sure if they're going to execute. My whole thing on Sunday morning sports talk and coaching has always been on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 3. I got to have a play I know they can. And I'm going to tell you a story when we get later on. And when I was coaching middle school, my coach was like, you called a fucking reverse on 4th down? Yep. Because we called a toss every 3rd down. Every time we need a big play, we call a toss because my back couldn't run between the tackles. So I knew everybody was going to flow over there. We had the fastest player running the reverse. What was it? Did it work? Hell yeah, it worked. Was it the best play to call? It wasn't. And without any further ado, I'm going to add my partner who's back after a week of rest, so he should be ready to go the way we normally go. Bang.
What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
I heard you was
I don't know if
talking
you've
on
been keeping up, but I'm sure you haven't. But
okay,
what's up?
Well, what's the question?
I don't know. I'm saying what's up. I want everybody to catch up with you, make sure see how you're feeling. You know, you had your week off.
Hey, we're good, man. Good Easter. Track season is heading to the final furlong. What else? It's hot as hell as normal here. So same old, same old.
All right. So we discussed thus far. Uganda coming back. His people. I don't know if his decision, his people's decision. Why was you in the portal in the first place? Where was you gonna get more exposure than you gonna get here? Maybe the money wasn't right. We don't know that. Chris Livingston decides to keep his college eligibility, which means he probably ain't gonna get an agent. I didn't read the whole article, but the whole point is I don't think he's coming back here because he got people, and LeBron is his people. So basically, LeBron just wants to pay you. LeBron just wants to pay you. He can pay you, but it's not legal for him to do that at this point. The second point we got to was players. Oh, I gave my spiel. 13 months from now, NIL and name it, an NIL and the transfer portal will have changed college sports, and so I gave him that rundown again. And we got off on a tangent of that's what Cal or Stoops was talking about when he said the players are feeling privileged. I was telling him it's going to be hard to get these guys. And I said, any team, whoever your favorite team is, I know most of the people on here is Big Blue, but whoever your favorite team is, you watch that person play next year, give it NIL and transfer portal, he can be gone. He can be gone. And that's why I said Michigan's a good school right now. Georgia is the king of the mountain right now. And Deion Walker's from Michigan. So if Michigan want him, the bag might get kind of heavy. So we got to count on our coaches to do a good job on keeping them here. But by the same token, once you start making a bunch of money, once you start doing this, that, and the third, I'm not saying Deion, I'm just saying just players in general. I'm just saying. So that's why I'm saying it's hard, NIL and transfer portal, because if somebody willing to pay that kid more money, he can hit the transfer portal. So it's kind of, they going hand in hand. And I think we got about another year or two before the NCAA or whatever you want to call the damn organization tries to tighten down, corral this thing, get some kind of structure to it. No, hold on. Why do you think? My question to you, though, was completely different than that. It was, What do you think finding out what a player's breaking point is more important than having a player on the field who's going to execute the best? That's a deep question. If I reach, y'all looking at the screen, if I reach on the right side of the screen, I'm drinking healthy.
Final player.
Right side of the screen, I'm about to put up with Van's bullshit.
Find a player's breaking point or what he can execute? That's the question.
That means put you through the rigors, put you through the fires, throw everything at you. See if you're going to break it. And I ain't going to say no names. And I ain't even going to put you on the spot like that because I know what defensive backfield you played in.
I don't think the majority of kids now can handle being put through the ringer. I don't think that's something as a coach that you can use as much as it was used back in our day. Kids are a lot easier to break. Because now here's the crazy part about it. This is why kids are easy to break, right? Because during our day, if your ass got demoted to backup, no one would ever know until game time. They'd be like, "Oh, what?" And some people wouldn't even know you didn't start in game time, right?
Right.
But now, if you demote a guy during practice, the first things on Twitter, XYZ player has been dropped, demoted to third, whatever it is. So you can't use those tactics as readily as you could use in the past. And kids are a little more sensitive now, rightfully so, because information can get out pretty quickly. So I don't think you can use that as a coach. Your job is to find out what your kids can execute. I learned this big time under Coach Archer. When Coach Archer came here in '93, my freshman year, dude, we ran like 2 or 3 defenses. He had a playbook of shit, dude. Ungodly amount of options for the secondary. Just a secondary, not come the front. We only ran 3D, 2D, and I think we ran, just 2. 2D, 3D, and man. Now we had variations to the 3D, but it's just 3 high safety, 3 high back, right? So you got to figure out what your players can execute and call those plays. Even if you only have 2 calls, but they can execute it to the utmost of their ability, that's all you need. So I would say, for me, I don't think you can get to the throwing shit at kids anymore. I think you got to see what they can execute and what they're confident in, and so they can feel confident going to whatever sport that they participate in. Basketball, football.
I'm glad you said that, my man. I'm glad you here, man.
You ain't saying that shit at first.
I ain't been able to kick ass, and I don't know how long. I'm glad you here, boy. With you saying that, your take on the Tennessee game is exactly what the F you just said about my take. You said Hyatt kept getting open because we kept messing up that coverage. He got open those 3 times. Why keep running the damn coverage then?
Hold on. Because here's the difference.
Or you hold on before you say it. I will say you gonna wiggle your ass out of this, boy. What's that thing you play where you gotta get the thing off you? I'm gonna say you can wiggle your way out of here. Listen. So if they called the coverage, you had to make some damn adjustments. So you're not gonna call it if I blew it the first time. You're not gonna call it again if they don't understand the concept. Or they getting ate up in the concept. So if we call again, look, damn it, this would happen. I need you to do this. You get beat again. We call them on again. So my whole point is, if you continue to call it, you've had to have some kind of sideline meeting about it. Because when we do this, I'm saying I know this there's certain plays we call, especially screens, flat routes. If I'm on the slot or if I'm on the outside, I have to get outside release. I don't care if you in cover 2. I have to get it. If he looking in and he's seeing that ball coming to a guy that's going to the flats, oh man, you may as well sign up a hospital visit. So I'm saying it's just certain things that on this route, you have to do this. Or if you see this set, you have to do this. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. That's why we got you here.
No, how many times have I said this about being a corner? And this is the hardest part about it. If I'm playing corner, and this happened to me, I play corner, we play 80 plays a game, right? And one play they fucking score on me. And people are like, oh my God, Van Isles is fucking garbage. How you give up that touchdown, right? We played that coverage multiple times before that play and played it to perfection. We had a situation where we both know who that guy is, who's no longer with the team, who did something that he wasn't supposed to do on 3rd and long, trying to force some out of a situation that wasn't there. He became selfish. Now, what as a coach do I do? Back in our day, your ass hit the pine. See, after that first one, you out. Because we have ran that concept the whole fucking week. And everybody runs it perfectly because that's when you figure out what you're going to run. You run that shit right in practice, be like, okay, we got it. That's what we're going to run. Then your ass get in the game. On the first series, you're fine. Then all of a sudden, second series, you feel like I got to make a play, and you do some stupid shit, and now you leave your brothers out hanging, making them look bad. Because the worst part about it is sometimes the person who you think is at fault isn't a guy at fault in the secondary. And the guy at fault that some people perceived it to be wasn't them. It was the guy whom you thought was in the right. And as a player, man, the hardest thing to do, you got to do what you're supposed to do. Be a man. Do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, how you're supposed to do it. And this one player on both situations didn't do it. And here's the thing. I'm not at practice Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday. But what I do know is when I see the same defense ran a couple plays before and they execute a certain way, when they run the same down play, because Tennessee didn't have that many route combinations. Right. When they run the same down play and you bite on something you ain't supposed to, it's kind of obvious who the fucking person at fault is.
Yes, so.
Did Jay Hayes just say softer than table butter? Damn.
That's soft.
That's soft.
That's it. I like table butter though.
Me too.
I don't eat a lot of butter because I hate trying to break the bread apart, trying to get the butter on there, man.
Right, that should be frozen. You can't spread it. I like my shit, past room temperature.
Hey, so man, we ain't done this in a long time. We got a while, man. I got a commitment for Chris Collins to come on the show.
Do you?
Yeah, we got to commit. I'm gonna wait a couple of weeks, man. Let him get done. Because everybody got questions about that DB room. Every show I done been on thus far, we done talked about what the team looked like. And we get to offense. We never get to defense, where this year defense probably has more parity than the offense. Because the defensive line going to be a whole lot different. DBs, we got probably two positions we set at. But offensive line, offensively, only question we really got is depth and how is the offensive line going to progress. We done threw one new person in, and we want to know what y'all going to do.
Anthony, how many years we've been on this show, and every time I say y'all worried about corners, this ain't the defense to worry about corners. This is not the defense to worry about corners. We had that when we lost
Fatback.
The three at one time. Who was the three?
Chris
Beatty,
Chris Westry, Beatty, and Lonnie. Yeah.
And I said the next year we had Eccles and.
Is that the year Fat Boss Man came in?
Boss Man came in the next year, I think. It was Eccles and somebody else. I'm like, we're gonna be fine. And everybody like, oh, I'm like, dude, the one thing about this fucking defense is corners are protected. Now, are you going to have playmakers? Are you going to make big plays? Probably not. But as a whole, if you are a technically sound corner, you are going to be okay because we are requiring you to play zone defense. You have great eyes, you're going to be fine. And this defense allows corners to ease into their role. And I'm going to say this. I think this cornerback group as a whole is probably the best group we have had since Westry, Beatty, and Lonnie Johnson.
What was that, like 4 years ago? That ain't a whole lot of time.
Well, didn't we, that damn Westry, Beatty, who was the other, Mike Edwards, that group is a pretty damn big group.
It was another corner.
There was another one. I can't think of it. But that group there, dude, Beatty and Westry could come in together. Didn't they start like 3 or 4 years? You saying that was 4 years ago, but that damn group, that's damn almost a whole first part of Stoops' era.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that group is a cornerstone for this defense. Now, I honestly think people sleep on Hairston. I told y'all about Andrew Phillips last year. When they got Hardaway, I'm like, dude, that's three, and you only need 3 corners. 4 would be great, but you really need 3. And I think Hairston, Phillips, and Hardaway, and then you can add Dunn. And I said this when he came here last year. I said, and I don't know where he is. I don't get all the tea from practice. I said, a guy you have to watch for real soon is Elijah Reed, because there's some about playing offense, primarily your whole career, then moving back to defense, understanding how offenses will attack you with his size and length. I like where we are at the corner position, because we don't put pressure on corners by playing man all game. That's the advantage that we have, is we don't put our corners on islands and expect them to be like just world stoppers. We play zone. We force you to be, I don't want to say perfect, but force you to be able to go on a 10-play drive and score a touchdown. And that's hard for colleges on average. And that's what we do best, and that's why we are a great defense. We stick to our guns, and we run our defense, which a lot of people don't like. Oh, where's the sacks? Oh, where's the pressure? Oh, well, when you got the fucking best, the top 3 defense in the conference, why are we complaining?
Because it's Big Blue Nation. That's what they do.
Facts. Touche.
That's what they do. Hold on, where am I at? Oh, you said the year before that. Hold on. Boom. Here we go. Let me see who was on this defensive DB core.
I'm going to say this while you find it. I'm going to say, as a corner, personally, the worst thing I want, is a lot of sacks. I want pressures. I want hands in quarterback faces, so then they might throw one a little bit higher than they want to, then I can get a pick. When you get sacks, it's great. No shade about it. But as a corner who likes to get interceptions, get a tip pass. Make them throw it about 3 inches higher, or make them throw it over your hand, or maybe not put the velocity one on it. Let me get those, so then I can go get me one.
Man, I ain't realized, dude.
They deep, man.
I didn't know Jalen Geiger was on that team.
Well, which one?
The one you talking about with
Eccles?
Lonnie Johnson, Beatty, Westry,
Yeah,
Dort.
He was a freshman.
Dort, Quadri Mosley,
yep.
Eccles,
Yep.
Taj Dotson. I didn't know he was on there. I didn't know he'd been there that long.
Did he come in at 19 in 2019?
18.
He came 2018?
18. Yeah.
You sure?
I just looked up the 18 roster. That was 18 roster. Now, hold on. I did this on Sunday morning one time. UK Network, I don't know how, but UK Network is known to fuck up the stats. We did.
No, he was class of 2019.
It has him. That's why I told you I was surprised. It has him as a freshman at 18. Wait a minute, you sure he class of 19?
He was.
Or that was his redshirt freshman year?
I'm looking at Rivals, and they
he wouldn't have no eligibility left.
Said he's 2019, that COVID year.
Okay, well,
yeah, he signed December.
Network does it to me again.
He signed December 19, 2018. Enrolled May 23rd, 2019.
December. He enrolled in May?
No, he signed. Yeah, he enrolled in May of the next year, 2019.
All right. Well, UK
yeah, I'm getting everywhere. He's a 2019.
Together,
he's a 2019
Curtis Birch.
Class.
Curtis Birch. Get y'all.
Yes, sir. Oh, you talk.
All right. Because now they didn't have me do that on air. I guess I got to go to another reputable site rather than the school site itself. That's the type of shit Kentucky do. No, I ain't gonna do it.
Hold on. Let me make sure you right though, Anthony. Because you going on their site? That's what you going on?
UK Network.
Okay.
UKathletics.com.
Let me confirm with my sports reference site that normally.
Well, we just got interns. Updating our stuff. They got people getting paid to do it hourly.
Gotcha.
Minutely.
Yeah, that's bad if they got that wrong.
No, they had. What was we talking about? Me and you was talking about smoke, And then it had smoke stats terribly wrong. I guess
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I can't believe
right.
this.
You're right.
Huh?
No, you're right. I do remember that.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, damn, man, that's the last place I expect to get wrong stats.
Yeah, I'm looking at hold on. Let me go back 1 year. I'm looking at
Johnny KY Blue. Go ahead. I'm gonna talk to the chatters. He loves interception, but way
no,
down.
yeah, 2019 is first year.
2019?
Yep.
Okay.
So he actually he's got a COVID year. Look, now this is crazy. If he was registered in 2019, right? He's got a COVID year 2020. So honestly, he was a freshman in 2021, 22. He's a junior now.
Right. That's where I seen it right now. He was like
year.
a sophomore or something, like redshirt sophomore, gonna be a junior.
He has another year.
But he probably got a medical on top of that.
He could. You're right.
I think if he want to, but
if
now
he wants
how many people want to stay in college that damn long?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this,
Mr.
It wouldn't hurt him. Here's why it wouldn't hurt him.
If you watching, Mr. Tony, his name Tony, Mr. Tony Geiger.
Who's that?
Let us know if you want your son for another year, man.
Look, it wouldn't hurt him because right now that DB room is stacked. I mean, it's stacked, and
it ain't gonna never be unstacked, though.
Well, but the thing about it is, when you got Childress and Lovett, right? It's hard, man. Shit,
but you want to get older. You want to get older and still trying to compete with new fresh talent coming in.
Well, shit, I take that back because it looks like Childress is a class of 2020. Hold on. But here's the deal. And it depends on how you want to run it, right? Damn, no, Childress is a year younger. If I feel like you got to get your best players on the field, right?
Yeah. Somebody going to come out early, too.
You can always put Geiger as a nickel.
What Geiger weigh in at? He can't get down. He can't get down there and get wet.
No, he can play nickel. No, man. You ask him to do too much.
I'm not saying I'm saying just to get sexy, just to get cute every now and then. I don't know his weight. I thought he was like 220.
He's got to be 2+.
2 teens.
I don't know if he's 210. He's probably high one. He's close to 200. But he can play. We fucking played the Devontae Robinson at field linebacker. What was that? 2021 or 2020? That whole year. So he can definitely go down and get nasty. But the problem is, right? Are you gonna make a Fari? You gonna keep him in the DB room? Are you gonna put some weight on him?
I think Afari moving. I think Afari definitely moving. I
think he's moved to outside linebacker.
I hear his instincts are more linebackerish. That stuff you talking about too aggressive. Where hey, I don't know. Vito had pretty good read. Like your thing is wait for the ball. I want you to be aggressive, but rely on your athleticism,
right?
Mechanics to get you there. Not you see his head, then you start running on. Wait for that arm to lift. Then get going. But I hear Afari got a little bit more linebacker mentality.
It seemed like
it. DB, like too aggressive for a DB. Ain't got enough hold on. He ain't got enough hold on. He all gas, no break.
Which then to me makes it even easier. If Afari isn't in the conversation of Afari's too good. And if he's a DB, you got to put him on the field some way, somehow, because as you said, NIL and transfer portal is a detriment to college sports. So you got to give him some playing time. If you can put him in the rotation of JJ Weaver and Wade and Fibry, so you put them 4 on the field, and dude, I'm gonna just say this. I don't want to get into the nuts and bolts how to play defense. If he can play outside linebacker, dude, at a high rate we can run some blitzes where he can see the backside running back and be able to cover him and maybe green dog if you do. There's some things that I've seen some guys run, Dave Aranda and Saban run that you will not even imagine. It's kind of like the St. Louis Rams when I was there, how they ran some crazy shit. They can run some stuff because he is good in coverage when you have to put him in it. Is it his best thing? But he's got the ability to play coverage. If he moves down and play linebacker, now you can easily play those three safeties because we got three damn good safeties. You can play them three safeties and rotate them because Childress can drop down because he did that last year, and Geiger can drop down because he did that when he had his breakout game against South Carolina a couple years ago. So you got two safeties who can drop down and play nickel, and you got Lovett manning center field. That would be the best thing that can happen. So I feel like when you got three safeties and one of them can definitely cover, that's who your nickelback is, and you keep your corners outside unless they come four wide and you go down.
Man, we got a hell of a situation. And I brought this up a couple years ago when I was talking about putting Weaver and Jordan Wright on them edges, and that shit, they just happen to do it a whole lot. Dude, what you just said, imagine this shit though, man. We can go with one safety actually, because we got some athletic backer range. I'm not talking about for the field position. I'm not talking about when the field is wide, the field is long. I'm talking about when we want to change something up on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 5, where we don't know what he's gonna do. Because if your boy Oxendine don't get his ass back underneath him, hey, we're gonna have to put you back standing up, big fella, on the outside, and hopefully, no, I'm dead ass serious.
No, you're right.
And but then somebody asked me, I was gonna ask you, so that's why I'm like, we should be able to just tailor make every game. We should be able to tailor make defense. And if we got just like when I played against Mississippi State, and them jokers came up with number linebackers and safeties. Yeah. Like it was 11 people on the field, like 8 of them jokers they was all 6'4", 240, 230, 240. Like, damn, like if they don't drop, they gonna beat their offensive linemen if they get there quick enough. So we got those options out there.
It is here. I don't know if people are old enough to remember Thomas Davis. Thomas played with Georgia. He played with Luke Kuechly at the Panthers.
Was he with the Rams?
He was a safety. Huh?
Was he with the Rams with us?
No. He's way younger than us.
Oh.
He played with Luke Kuechly. He was a safety with Georgia, who had a damn good NFL career as a linebacker. I think that's what Afari is. And when you got a guy who comes from the DB room, move him down because he's too aggressive, but you can put him in fucking coverage. The amount of damn blitzes and zone pressures you can run with him is astronomical because he's so good in coverage for a linebacker. He might not be great in coverage for a DB, but he's excellent in coverage for a linebacker. If he can move down, and then, Childress and Geiger has shown that they can be a force at nickel. So now you don't know who's in coverage and who's coming at you because you got a former DB and a current DB who can play linebacker too. Now you don't know. And having that flexibility, man, is crazy. And like you said, if Ox is too small, but here's another thing. You can put on zone pressure and drop Ox ass in coverage if he's that light.
Yeah. Sure.
Like that's what's so good about zone pressure that is hard for the average fan to understand is as a linebacker, as an offensive line, if I overload your left side with bodies, and you think we coming that way and we drop most of the motherfuckers in coverage and we flood you with the other side, now you only got 2 guys to block 4. And that's how teams get over because then it happens that quick. And the quarterback is reading something that ain't going to happen. And so having that flexibility, man, and Brad White, as good as he's been, with these extra cards in his back pocket, it can be scary.
Damn, Jordan Love is a sophomore.
Yep. Dude, we young.
Damn, yeah, man.
Geiger and Childress are juniors. Trevin Wallace got to be a junior.
Wait a minute, this is what I need to ask you. Yeah, junior. Man, what happened to Thrower, man?
What you mean?
Obviously, you was pretty high on Thrower, man. They act like we ain't got a whole lot of depth, but Throwers, when we know what we got in the top three, but when you start talking about like depth, they don't never bring Thrower's name up.
I'm gonna say this, and this is why when we talked prior to last season about Square and Jones, is that when they come back, they take reps out of somebody's mouth, right? And they took reps out of Thrower. And the bad part about it is we don't know how kids react to adversity, so to speak. And since he didn't get playing time, I think he took a step back and wasn't where I would say I thought he would be. And the great thing about having such good depth can be a bad thing, because now somebody is sulking. We just talked about earlier in the show about sensitivity with these kids now. Maybe he ain't in his books like he should be. Maybe he's not practicing as hard as he should be. And it's tough because when you let D-Jack come and get your reps, y'all in the same grade, I think, in the same class. Once somebody puts his foot on your neck, he ain't letting up. Because he know if he lets up, then you got a chance to put your foot on his. So it's just tough sledding when you had DeAndre Square and Jock Jones coming. Then D-Jack, when Jones got hurt, he came in and filled in admirably. And now you got Trevin Wallace, who we remember key touchdown against Florida a couple of years ago. It's hard. It's playing time is hard. That's the problem with having too much depth. Sometimes playing time just ain't there for you.
I want to chime in on this. I don't know if you know this, Van. I want to chime in on this back and forth about Ox.
Oh, what's going on with Ox?
We're going to start off here. Johnny KY Blue says he thinks he 279 now. He thinks Ox goals should be 395.
No.
Hold on. Just let me take you to the curb. Cobby Cobb thinks he should be around 300 and likes 300. No. But she wants 310, 350.
No.
Dude, hold on. Before you say anything, 2001, when he had his best season, he was 318. He 279, man.
Anthony, how big was Josh Paschal?
I don't give a damn how big he was. 50 damn pounds.
How big was Josh Paschal?
It really don't matter how big you is, man. I wasn't here running back, but I can hold on. My point is, listen, you competed, you did your best work at 315, 18. We're gonna give him 318 to 305. You came back 30 pounds, 20, damn near 30 pounds lighter. Like now you get out there and they put it like this. What can you advocate to me right now to let me know that 279 wasn't that bad, or 290 wouldn't have been that bad when we seen him do work at 318?
I'm gonna say this. I don't know, but I think that weight loss last year was more because of that injury. I'm trying to see, because you saying he was 318. I'm not. Was he quite that big, or do you know that for sure? For sure.
Once again, I put my faith in. I'm saying 318 probably get you down to 300. I do know. Hold on. I'm gonna say this much. I do know that I know somebody who wants them at 3 something. I do know somebody who does.
Okay. All right. Well, if that person want him, then I'm cool with that. But I'm gonna just say this. Just because I play at, I'm just giving a number. I played corner at 200 after coming off an injury my sophomore year, doesn't mean I come back 200 my junior year, I'm not a different person. Like Kobe said, he was tossed around. I might not have been as strong in my lower body because I just came off a lower body injury. So my lower body base isn't as strong as it could be the next year at the same weight. That's just what I know I've come in at. I come in at the same weight and not be the same player because of my strength isn't the same. But if you say that somebody said I would rather him at 300, I'm gonna go with your source because I know your source know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm gonna scratch what I said and say his ass needs to be at 300 pounds.
I'm gonna say this, and based exactly what you said. Now take this for instance. I listed myself in high school at 195. I weighed in with Coach Alvey at day one, 171.
Ooh.
6'1", 171.
Ooh.
My first spring, dude. I was in the summer the fall with y'all at DB. The spring we came into after that season, I was 196.
Okay.
25 pounds heavier. Man, I'm running stretch plays, man. Chris Ward on my back. I can't even beat the backside DN on the stretch play because I done put on. So my point was kind of what you said. My whole point was so I got down to a comfortable 185, 189 in between there, and I can make it work. And I'm not saying it's ideal for nobody, but I can make it work. My whole point was, and this is what everybody I think in the chat is saying, when he came down to that weight, it wasn't the guy we seen. So if you think last year? My whole point, hold on. Going through spring, I saw it wasn't working. What point did I say, I know you're talking about the injury. I'm not sure if he was putting on the work to put it back in. I don't know for sure, but I don't think. But my point is, when you going through spring and it ain't working for you, what point do you say, shit, I can't make money on Sundays at this weight. I can't help my team at this weight. And then I asked Coach, man, what's up? Mother too light in the ass. Like he need to put on weight. So I absolutely understand what you're saying. But like you and I both know, if that weight you practicing on and you get tossed around in practice, only problem we got is that offense line probably wouldn't toss him around. And now I hope that wasn't false confidence he gave.
Yeah, there is just so much. Like I said, your guy saying he needs to be a certain way, I'm on board with that. I just know that for other people, not this guy, putting on weight can be detrimental to their success. There is as you said with yourself, there's a gray area that you need to be in. You don't want to be outside because you're too light. You want to be other side because you're too heavy. We got to find that gray area. I'm gonna say this too, though. Like sometimes it's not the weight, not for this guy, just for other situations. Coming off an injury, sometimes it's not the weight, it's your mentality. Are you gonna go as hard on that bum ankle, on that bum knee, on that bum hip that you went when you was 100% healthy? Sometimes it's like no matter how much plastic surgery you can get, your ass still ugly. You know what I'm saying? So it's no matter how much weight he puts on, if he's not confident mentally in his ability, it ain't gonna help. So I'm not saying this situation, I'm saying other situations that just putting on weight isn't always the answer. You also got to deal with the mental aspect and make sure he or she is confident with their repaired whatever to come back and play and be reckless like they were prior to the injury.
And I think they're going to do the right thing because I'm with you. I think defensively, all I think the defensive coaches want them to do is have enough weight where if motherfucker gonna move you, it's gonna take a little more than just an arm. Like he ain't just gonna be able to shove you. Like I want you to. If he deal with you 1-on-1 and you can make that a hassle, that's fine. But if you just, man, they just tossing you and going to the next level, that's why I think the weight comes into play a little bit more than just. So if you got a little weight and a little bit slower, we'll take you that. Or like you said, I think Brad White and the defensive coaches are smart enough to say, look, man, we just gonna stand you up, man. We just gonna hey, look, just be out here. You know, we gonna Josh Allen you, Josh Pascal you, but you know, you got to work on your quickness. So if you're gonna be light ass, be quick.
Here's another thing. I'm gonna add to that. Because I also threw out Josh Pascal, but I threw him out not saying that Josh Pascal played the field defensive end, which is a more pass rushing individual. Ox, his freshman year, was the boundary defensive end.
Right.
So the boundary defensive end does need to be a little stouter because normally teams run into the boundary.
Right.
So another option maybe to move his ass to the field defensive end. So he's got a different angle approach, a different responsibility. I'm gonna say also, this is something that we also didn't add to the recipe of all this, is when damn Ox was a freshman, he was playing with fucking Bully. When Ox was a sophomore, he was playing with that guy who fucking left and went down south. I'm just saying, when you're playing with a guy who demands a double team and you are one-on-one with somebody, it's a lot easier to get to that chicken wing than when it is when there's two motherfuckers trying to block you from getting that, from eating. So we also got to add that to the scenario. Bully ass commanded a double. That made everybody else, all Josh Pascal and Ox, more time to eat. So I'm just gonna say that. Little different. That and I'm sorry, we don't have defensive end, we have defensive tackles. So it's a field defensive tackle. I mean, you can call it, we still play 2-4-tex. They're the same technique, one into the boundary, one into the field. So I don't want to say defensive end because that's a more of a 4-3 term. When people say defensive end, they think of pass rush. He's not a defensive end. That's why we got outside linebackers. They are more our defensive end. So you can move him to the field defensive tackle, and he might be able to eat more there. The problem is, though, his ass is caught in the wash. When Deion Walker came into this MFer, all shit's off the board. And when you added Silver into as a nose tackle, now you got two spots that are locked down. And the bad thing about it, Deion can play either defensive tackle. He can play field or he can play boundary. So now that just ate up into some people's PT. So his injury sucks. But for this university, if it was during our day, his ass will come back, get a spot back. He'll be praised to get back. Nowadays, when you lose your spot, you might not get that shit back. Because Saunders balled out last year.
Yeah, for it looks like either at that spot, Saunders or Ripka. They moved Ox back a little. Like I said, I think it's on Ox to do the work. I trust Coach. And one thing about it is, so how we get a transfer, just talking about people at that position, how we get a transfer from Ohio State, Henry Young, and I ain't even in the conversation. Like,
that's a good one. You just
we got enough tape on him to even say where he may make some progress. Because I think that goes with what you said. What year is he? Deion came in. So he transferred from two schools, had a year and played behind him. It only was not because even if Deion decided to leave his junior year, you still gonna be done anyways.
Yeah, dude. That's the great thing about fucking Kentucky right now. Is the great thing about it is we got so much talent because one person we if forget about Sam Neely, is he gonna make a run? Because that was fed to me like he was gonna be a dude, right? So is he gonna make a run? Shit,
Progress
man.
issues there.
DHY is a junior, dude.
I think with Neely we got some progress issues.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it could click. If it clicks, we may be on to something. Just ain't clicking at this point just yet.
Hey, look, and we can look at it. Is a detriment. Transfer portal is also a positive because some motherfuckers have to get up out of here.
Oh yeah, give me that scholarship. Hey.
Being able to transfer easily is also a positive because some of these motherfuckers are gonna have to get up out of here. I mean, that's just how. That's the price to pay when you got a program like us, because we have heard all the time, and no one complained about it because it doesn't happen to us. When Alabama was losing motherfuckers left and right, Alabama attrition is harsh, right? But everybody says, "Oh, it's fine because it's Alabama. They just regroup with another 5-star," right? We are heading to that direction. That's where we're heading off to. And fans gotta not get attached to some of these fucking players so damn early, because as the NFL said, the guy who's in your next locker to you, he ain't gonna be there all the time. You don't make friends too quickly, because his ass, my damn roommate, my rookie year, wasn't there. I had a room to myself. When they cut him, I was solo dolo. So look, dude was there one day, and the thing about it, you know this, they call your ass in the morning. Your roommate don't wake up because it's too fucking early. It's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. You leave, you wake up, you look like, where the
fuck? I already know. Hey, I already know.
What happened? Then look, then you go to the Philly, yeah, he was cut. What the fuck? Cut. It happens like that. So you can't get too attached to people. And we're at a point in this program where people are going to transfer. Here's the great thing about our program, and it's bad for some of the players, right? No knock on the players. But name me one player that left UK through the portal, even before the portal was a thing, they transferred, who balled out at their next place. I'm not just a little played well. I mean, balled out in football. It ain't been one.
It's about to be smoked.
You know what? He could, but I don't see it. Not ball out because he have a good year. Yeah, I'm talking about like all conference. Put up some numbers that are astronomical. It ain't happened yet. It ain't, and that's a great thing about this staff. Is they have kept some players that I thought they would be gone.
Oh, you talking about Brian Kovic? Yeah, but that was the MAC. I mean, no, he was I think the second lead rusher in the MAC, I believe.
Did he ball out?
Yeah, he was second lead rusher in the conference.
You know what I mean, Anthony. If you go, hold on.
What more can he do? Be the number one rusher in the conference.
Hold on. If you go to the MAC from the SEC and you are that dude, you should fucking dominate. It's not just a little bit, oh, he's good. That's what I'm saying. Is he good? Sure. Most of the players we recruit here are going to be good players. I'm talking about he left here and fucking dominated. Dustin Bonners was pre-Stoops.
You talking about doing Cam Newton? Go from Go from Florida.
Yes. That's a good one. Or damn it. Now, man, my memory just goes. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Went to
He didn't
Oklahoma.
step down no levels or nothing though.
No, that's
He
what I'm
went
saying.
across
No
the
step
line.
down, but he went and balled out.
Yeah, but I mean that's a Heisman, man.
I'm just
Here you
saying.
go.
That's
Here
what
you go with that pompous shit. Here you go with that on
I'm
your
just
high horse
saying.
shit.
Ain't nobody. Stoops has never left a player. Stoops has never lost a player that went to another situation, balled out. We haven't lost a guy in a portal that was like, fuck.
I can agree with that. I agree with that. I want to ask you this. Now listen, damn it. I'm all about the UK players. I love me some UK players. I got two questions. We're gonna get out of here. First question, and this is not a slight. Have you heard anything on Terry Wilson? Because you was talking about players who transferred. No, he did a lot for the university. That's why I was wondering if you heard anything on it.
I just saw a tweet with XFL team, maybe.
Okay, good. I'm gonna look for him then. I'm gonna look for him.
Hold on. I just saw a tweet that they're 3 days away from what's playing right now? USFL?
XFL.
So it's the other one.
Yeah, because my cousin went to see a game the other day. I was like, who? And St. Louis, and he was like, yeah. Because that's where McCarron is at, AJ McCarron is at.
Oh, really?
In St. Louis, yeah. He said he's tired of chasing NFL, so he's just gonna go. Yeah. He just wanted to play, and I think his family is close to there or something.
Yeah, they are. He's in the XFL. Oh, he's in the USFL.
Right, and XFL is playing now. So if you saying he's not playing yet, then he's in the USFL.
Yeah, Houston Gamblers
starts in the spring.
Yeah. They said like was it 3 weeks or 3 days? Hold on.
Until it starts?
Yeah, because because his number's 3, right? And they had in blah blah blah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they started 3 days.
I'm gonna follow him, man. I might get me a jersey. For real. I'm gonna start getting jerseys from everybody, man. Now that my money right. Now that I got my money right.
April 16th is his first game.
Oh, he said it starts this week, which will be April 16th.
Yep.
Thank you, Schmizo. All right, so I'm gonna ask this question, or we're gonna get out of here. Man, my golf game looked shitty last time I played. It looked worse than my first time ever playing. I ain't gonna say I didn't have a couple beers before we played. That might have taken my focus off. I took 3 strikes at the ball off the tee, my first tee off. And I ain't done that in 12 years. So, copycat, we ain't worry about that. Now, here's a serious question.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't a white question. I have played disc golf. It's pretty interesting. I probably would like to learn it. Just not sure I'm willing to take the time out because I have so many things going on. But I do. I don't know if Van has ever tried disc golf, but everybody that I work with in the school system likes disc golf. That is a pretty good game. All right, so comes up, Alan Cutler brings up, did you play with Christian Hall?
No.
Okay, you might have. You 93? He was 91, I think. 92, 91.
I think he graduated 40. I think he graduated early, like 1990.
Oh, let's see.
I might have
backed up to each other. I don't know.
No, I didn't play with him.
So here's the question. This ain't really a real question. So I'm thinking
1988.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was. He looked good for his age, man.
He ain't that damn old. Early 50s.
No, I mean like, shit. I mean, have you seen some of your teammates and be like, damn, that's you lined up with me?
You're wrong.
No, I'm just saying some people don't age gracefully. And for him to be, I'm looking at it this way, Van. He got to be 50 something. He don't look 50 something. Like people don't think I'm halfway to 50. Like people don't think I'm 46. Huh?
I'm almost 50 myself. I'm 48 this year.
Well, if you take all this gray shit off, it'll be hard to tell.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Chris, he don't look that way. All right. So here's my thing. And like I said, man, I know Larry Vaughan gonna keep making a big deal out of it. I told him to stop making a big deal out of it because one is pissing me off.
I'm gonna make a big deal out of it too.
But hold on, listen.
So fuck you.
Is there? Hold on. I'm listen. This is all I'm trying to tell y'all, and this is why I'm bringing it up on our platform. The stuff that Cal and Stoops went through, the things that UK coaches go through, and UK athletics, the way they treat situations within the entity, their different entities, are based off of certain things. Like, we may not understand it, but you know there's something there. How in the hell can you put Chris Chenault in the Hall of Fame 30 years later? What the hell have you been doing for the past 35 years? Now I'll tell you this, and I love Danny Trevathan. I love Wesley Woodyard. If you put Danny Trevathan, because Danny Trevathan is a good player, but he's a tackler. Main tackle. So if you're a second leading tackle, I'm saying, so even when the people throw my name in, I'm saying y'all need to hush the hell up. There's no way for this university to say, you know what? We finally realized. So what the fuck were you doing for the last 20 years? What were you doing for the last 30 years?
I hear you as the person who's going through it, and it's bullshit. I totally get it. But as a fan and as someone outside of your body, it's also bullshit that they don't recognize shit. And this is to me where it gets fucked up for me. All right. This is UK Hall of Fame. This ain't got a damn thing to do about the NFL, the NBA, professional track, NHL, MLB, whatever the other professional sports out there, WNBA. It ain't got shit to do with that shit. It's got to do with your contribution to the damn institution through the 4, 5, 6 years you were fucking in Lexington. What to me seems to be going on is the rule starts to fucking trickle down to what did you do after UK. That ain't what the damn Hall of Fame is about. There are some fuckers who are in their high school Hall of Fame and do shit in college, right? Because it's what you did when you was in high school. It ain't got shit to do about what you did after you graduated. That's the problem I have. The other problem is I don't think this Hall of Fame was a thing in the 90s.
Yeah, you're right. Football wasn't big enough.
It wasn't. I don't think in any sport. I didn't even know UK had a Hall of Fame when I was in school. Because it took Marty Moore a fucking minute to get into the Hall of Fame too. I will say this. If Marty Moore...
He was playing up into our whole playing careers. He finished like right before we started playing though.
I played with Marty Moore.
I know. He finished up after I was done. He was still playing when I was done.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it took him a while because I think he was playing through it.
What's the fucking criteria if you play in the
NFL? I think you have to be done playing for a certain amount of time, I believe.
If that's the case, that's even more stupid because it ain't got nothing to do with the other level. What if I'm Tom Brady and I played 20 years? You tell me I can't get into Michigan Hall of Fame until I fucking finish the NFL? That makes no fucking sense.
Has he? Is he not?
I don't know. I'm just saying him as an example. If I'm playing my professional sport for a long time, you're gonna hold that until I finish the damn league that ain't got nothing to do with your Hall of Fame? That's some bullshit. I got inducted to, I got my jersey retired when I was still playing college football. My high school. It ain't about, that's some bullshit. Listen, I didn't know Chris until that shit was brought up by...
He family. He related to some of my people. That's how I know.
Okay.
That's how I know him, yeah.
I didn't know about Chris until I think Cutler brought it up. I'm like, damn. I didn't know he was that good, right?
Because right.
No one talks about him. When you look at his fucking numbers, how is he not in it? Because to me, it's about impact and numbers. In college, dude, he's still one of the leading tacklers in school history. How is he not in it? Because we are so much in a recency bias. Now we letting all these motherfuckers that just recently left in the Hall of Fame. Now all of my old boys are getting fucking forgotten. And that's some bullshit. And I'm gonna say something. Besides you, there's another guy whom I think should be in it. How the fuck is Melvin Johnson not in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, bro.
His numbers are not going to be astronomical as far as interceptions.
But his impact.
When you fucking played us in 93 and 94, who was fucking talked about? It was fucking Melvin Johnson. His impact on that defense outdoes anybody else. How is he not in it? If you put Marty Moore in it, Melvin Johnson's got to be in it. There's some shit, and I'm going to say this. When a team doesn't win, people fucking overlook really damn good players. Really excellent players. You don't have to win to be a great player on a non-winning team. And when Melvin Johnson, here's the deal. And the Melvin Johnson thing bothers me because Melvin was all conference and a fucking second round pick. So if you wanna say the other level, he was a fucking second round pick. So how the fuck all conference second round pick don't get you in the Hall of Fame?
Trying to look up something. I can't find it. Where it is. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that really fucks me around. And like I said, I never got a chance to meet Melvin, but he left right before I came. But the trickle down effect from when he was here, I can tell. Here's the thing about it. Like, I don't know who the hell Kentucky thinks they are. And none of this is based off of me. Like, this ain't based off of me. It is based off of, if you look in the stat book, and that's what I'm trying to bring up right now. Chris has to be in the top 10 tackles. If you tell me 8 people above him are in the Hall of Fame, and you might not, but like you said, is extreme recency bias. Like, this guy, everybody likes him. He did well in the NFL. Whatever. Kentucky wasn't getting a whole lot of respect. And this was one thing when you were there, and it changed a little bit after you left, and it changed a lot when Brooks got here. That Kentucky bought into the whole idea of we're Kentucky. Oh, let's not put our names out in the bucket. Let's not do this. Let's not do that. Where, no, I put my people up against. No, they didn't want to do that. I mean, they sold out for Tim Couch or whatever. I mean, Craig Yee's career wasn't very long. And like I said, it was just based off his size and because people, but now you see little bitty receivers out here now just quick as Craig. Like, I think they're coming out of the whole idea that Kentucky is now a program and now we want to support our players. My question, I think, originally was, is it too late to go back and be like, we missed on some people? Like you said,
no.
Here's another thing, and you kind of hit on it. Dude, how many, I would like to see, I wish Corey Price don't listen to us no more. You must have pissed Corey Price off because he already
No, he's too busy.
How many DBs we got in the Hall of Fame, period? Like in the school Hall of Fame, so we just never had no DBs?
I really don't know the Hall of Fame listing. I couldn't even guess.
But no, I know because we always talk about the greatest DB, and I'm saying your name is right there in the conversation. So I'm like, well, damn, if you wanted to, you led in pass breakups, and I'm like, well, shit, you gotta be, you know what I'm saying? It gotta be. I don't know. Us being older now, Chris and them being older than us. And I'm cool with Sonny Collins. I'm cool with a lot of old heads, man. And a lot of people don't fool with it. Like, man, y'all act like we didn't exist.
Right.
And we get to that point. Like, if we get to that point now, we got social media. So there's some people who be like, damn, these dudes keep it real, so they listen to us. But the university would probably like us to go on about our business.
Right.
So we can continue. Dude, at this point, you just had to say, we was talking about the last couple of years. You just had to say, what was it, about Ronnie Johnson? Like, you just had to say, the last person you really can say that played that you Bud Dupree, Lonnie Johnson, Benny Snell, whatever. But like our Kentucky is allowed to get to the point where no, let's put shit. I'm sure I guarantee you. We're not talking about Hall of Fame, but I guarantee you that Alabama parades they Heisman Trophy players around the field once or twice a year, at least once a year, every year, the same way Kentucky does with all their NBA players. So yeah. I just kind of like, and it ain't only, I'm telling you, it ain't for me. It's kind of like, damn, I know the way I feel, but I'm like, it's dudes who did more than I did. Like, damn, because football wasn't knocking where it is now.
Right.
You leading on a terrible team, you leading SEC in tackles. I don't know.
So tell me, is Trevor Lindley in the Hall of Fame?
He should be.
Because you just brought up a list of, there ain't, I'm going to just say this.
There ain't a lot of DBs.
From my time, from my association with the school until now, there ain't that many DBs that to me is Hall of Fame worthy. But one of them that is Trevor Lindley.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. If you want to put one of us in there, he should be in there. And if he ain't in it, that's a problem. Because he did get drafted pretty high, didn't he?
And I think he got hurt and his draft stock dropped. But still got hurt. Still got drafted injured. It might have been 4th or 5th round. But he was he was supposed to be second rounder. He was supposed to be second round, but I think he got hurt. Maybe in the Alabama game or after, like right after the Alabama game.
So he was, they say he's 105th pick, so that's like 4th round. Yeah, right at the end, the start of the 4th.
He was projected second.
Okay.
First or second.
Okay.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna just say this. I don't give a damn what you did after Kentucky. It should have no bearing on the Kentucky Hall of Fame. It has zero bearing. Although I know people will blah 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 blah, but it's not the Football Hall of Fame. You know how they have a college football Hall of Fame? They have an NFL football Hall of Fame. Then they have a football Hall of Fame. This is fucking Kentucky Hall of Fame. Those 4 or 5 years you did at Kentucky is all that matters. And I just don't see how. I'm sure there's more than that should be in Hall of Fame. I'm not, my man, I'm going to just say this. I think it'll be a little harder sell. But Chris Ward was the single season record holder for most sacks in a year at one time when he left. Or tied. No, he tied Oliver. He tied Oliver. For single season. He did a freshman.
Now he's 7th. He's tied for 6th this many years later. Single season, he's 3rd. And like you said, behind. He's 3rd now, only behind Dennis Johnson and Josh Allen.
Right. When he finished, he was tied for 1st.
Yeah. No, so he was 1st because he had 10 and a half.
Okay, so he was 1st.
Yeah.
So now this guy ended in 1996. He was 1st.
Look like Van is froze. Eric Kelly is my dude. I do agree with Eric Kelly. I'm gonna point this out until Van comes back because he is frozen. Hold on, let me see how I get him out of there. I agree. I do agree with Eric Kelly. I don't know statistically game by game, Eric, and at this point, And that's my dude, John. You kind of going to what he did after, because he did ball the hell out during. So, and I know Van would agree that Eric Kelly should be in there, but I think those are one of those you kind of looking at what he did after. And I say I don't know what his stats like as far as records wise, interceptions or whatever. Van, I'm gonna tell you this much.
Yeah.
Going off what you were saying. Christian Note today is the second leading tackler in UK history.
Damn.
Number one is Jim Kovac.
Today.
In the 70s.
Damn.
In career. And he's second in single game with 28 motherfucking tackles. Granted, it was against Vandy.
Don't matter.
He had 28 tackles.
Damn.
And Randy Holleran was only one above him with 29. Next was Kremer, had 25. But, like, dude, you second all time?
Dude, that's crazy.
Damn, how many years later? 40 years later?
40 years later. He's close to 40. I'm going to say this. Someone brought up E-Bullets. E-Bullets had better after. If E-Bullets gets him, and here's the thing. I don't understand why it's got to be exclusive. Like, why does it have to be exclusive? Why not include as many as you can?
Right. Why when you just load up your shit?
I mean, you ain't getting, here's the thing. It's not like we getting you gotta buy a damn jacket or something. Like, you gotta give everybody a ring or something. It's just a ceremony. Let these guys get their roses. Here's the thing. This is what I'm gonna say, and this is, to me, should be a criteria for Hall of Fame, right? John Kentucky Blue brought up Eric Kelly. Who remembers Eric Kelly? Because Eric Kelly ain't blasting himself out in BBN, right?
Right.
So for you to bring up Eric Kelly means that Eric Kelly was a damn good player, because he ain't that far after me.
Right.
So for anybody to bring up a guy, and Eric E-Bullets had to graduate in 99?
No, he came out the year after me, 01.
01.
Well, draft 01, last season was 2000.
Okay, so 20 plus years ago, you bring up E-Bullets. That says something. When I bring up Melvin Johnson, if someone remembers Melvin Johnson graduated in 94. For you to know him means he was an impact. So I don't see how you don't, for true football fans, true Big Blue football fans, if somebody recognize your ass 20 plus years and you ain't part of the media, you ain't blast your name on social media or whatever, that's an impact. Those guys need to fucking be in. Why can't he be in? What's the problem with putting E-Bullets in?
Probably put anybody in. Why, like you said, well, we're gonna cut you off here. No, you can't fit. Like, dude, like, are you serious? I know you don't really want to water it down, but your recency bias is really, I don't know.
How are you watering down a fucking college Hall of Fame? Dude, this college Hall of Fame, this ain't just a football Hall of Fame. This is college. You got a shit ton of people in it anyway, because you got a shit ton of sports. So there ain't no damn, we ain't got a Hall of Fame building with damn displays. You're like, oh shit, we got to add another fucking floor because we got too many people in. Dude, how?
It's so prestigious because we've had such a brand of football. We can't let everybody in.
What the fuck? Anthony, can you find Kentucky Hall of Fame members online? I bet you take you a minute.
I have looked at you gotta search it.
Shouldn't it be easy?
Let me ask you a question. Career passing, you may know this just from knowing it. Career passing leaders, Jerry Lorenzen, Andre Woodson, Jared Lorenzo, who played 4 years, Andre Wilson, who played 4 years, and they a difference of 1,000 yards, and Tim Couch is a difference of 800 yards with Andre Wilson with basically 2 years. Who's the fourth all-time leading passer?
Is it not Will Levis?
He's 6.
Okay, name him again. I'm sorry.
I was looking at the top 3: Jared, Andre, and Tim. I didn't know this. Like, I know you ain't gonna know it. Like, because you forgot the name. One reason you wouldn't know.
No, not Dusty. Dusty only started 1 year, right?
Right.
Is it Mike Hartline?
You do know your shit. Okay. Okay, man. Okay, you all right. Yeah, it's Mike Hartline. I ain't know that. I forgot all about him.
Oh, did you?
He the fourth all time, but the other 3 people in front of him probably will and should be in the Hall of Fame.
Right. And Mike Hartline, I think, only started 2 years, right? 2.5.
Well, started. He played 4. I don't know. I don't know about how many he started, but he played 4. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just want to throw that around. I just kind of feel like I don't know if we're doing any good by Johnny was on top of it. I didn't know I don't know. It's just kind of something I'm just kind of thinking about. Like, as much as we try to progress UK football and we to the point we are now, and name, image, and likeness is about to pull the rug from out underneath y'all motherfuckers. Like, UK brand ain't about to be your own brand no more. Each player is going to be their own brand. You got to submit to them.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So you get to thinking about Fat Man or Boss Man Fat not playing in the bowl game. Thinking about who didn't play the bowl game this year? Carrington and was it just Will? Like, man, so our brand is so prestigious. And then the UK basketball is kind of getting to that point, but we ain't as bad as we are on football. Like, we always thought we wasn't shit, and y'all act like we ain't shit.
Right.
But then now when y'all becoming something, now it's kind of like, oh, well, hold on, you can't come in my house, take your shoes off. Like, motherfucker, like, I don't know. Y'all pissing people off who done paved the way. And I'm not meaning paved the way by we did the work they did. The game ain't as tough as it was when we played. But these guys who out there doing, they probably, and one person I did meet that appreciated the hell out of us older people was Josh Allen. Man, he was so complimentary. We talked and bullshit around or whatever. And I'm cool with the people that played under Stoops. I'm not under Stoops, under Brooks. But y'all about to move them fuckers. Like, every time y'all move them, all right, now y'all ain't shit. Like, it is what it is. This is a UK podcast, so y'all gonna hear this. And if y'all want to share it with Barnhart, I know he don't give a damn. I don't know if he's racist or just antisocial, but you can't get me off this show. You can take me off Sunday morning sports talk, but you can't clip me off this one. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to ask that. I ain't want to be an Anthony White thing, but the more I look at it, I'm like, this is the thing, you and Larry and all these other people who I don't feel like y'all should be advocating for me when I know it's people like you said, Melvin Johnson, and it's motherfucker Chris Ward and people, Chris and Chris Chanel, like people who played before me. Like, I don't feel like it's fair. I know y'all know me personally, but if you ain't gonna do it for everybody, it don't need to be done for me. And they might feel like, nah, we ain't opening the floodgates for y'all.
It ain't got to do with that for me. This is what it's got to do with, right? For me, because I understand. Okay, well, that's probably one of the reasons. I understand if a lot of people were not around when we played, right? I totally get it. No problem with that. So leave us old asses out unless you was a All-American first team. Fine. No problem with that. The problem I have is Anthony. After 2005, right? All motherfuckers was talking about is air raid this, air raid that, air raid. Can we bring the horn back? Can we bring the air raid back? Can we bring the air raid back? Can we bring? They fucking still talking about the fucking air raid. Who was the people in the air raid? Tim Couch, Craig Yeast, Anthony White. Anybody who talks about the air raid during those times, the 3 players they fucking come up with, Tim Couch, Craig Yeast, Anthony White. And the thing about it, it's not only UK, it's not only UK fans. We fucking brought on 2 Tennessee players, Anthony White. So for me, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Because you can leave Melvin Johnson and Chris Ward and all the motherfuckers who only won 1 game 1 year. Totally cool with that. I ain't got no problem with that. But when your ass all the way up to the Stoops era, all y'all fucking fans are talking about was air raid, air raid, air raid, air raid. You guys brought excitement back to the program. And if that's the case, your impact, y'all impact greatly exceeds anybody before you. Great. Because some people don't remember some shit with Rick Brooks and Guy Morris. Some people don't forget about that shit. But you know what people don't forget about? Is the fucking air raid. So to me, that's the reason why you should be in.
We do. Okay. So, I know what the problem is. I found the problem. I got the problem. Whether you agree with it or not, I found the problem.
Okay.
The first inaugural season, 2005, they inducted 88 people. Now, I'm going to give you some names.
Okay.
So when you started out like this, who do you put in after this? Now mind you, it's 2005, which is after Christian Oak played, after a lot of these people we know. George Adams, Sam Ball, Cliff Barker, Ralph Beard, Calvin Bird, Jerry Bird, Roger Bird, George Blanda, Sam Bowie, Paul Bear Bryant, Warren Bryant. I'm just naming the people I know. It's probably there's other people. Burgess Carey, Jerry Claiborne, Glenn Collier, Sonny Collins, Tim Couch, Louis Dampier, Bob Davis, Damani Dawson, Richie Farmer. I'm just naming the people I know. Joe Fetterspiel. I'm just naming the people I know. Jack Givens, Irv Good. I'll say Irv
Guy.
Alex Grover, Cliff Hagan, Joe B. Hall, Basil Hayden, Mark Higgs, Dan Izzle, Clyde Johnson, Wawa Jones, Bill Kitely, Shipwreck Kelly, Jim Kovac, K. Will Lepford, Dickie Lyons, Kyle Macy, Keith Madison, Jamal Mashburn. Shit, I'm only halfway through the list. Lou Michaels, Todd Nash, Babe Pirelli, John Pelfrey, Rick Pitino, Derek Ramsey, Pat Riley, Kenny Rollins, Gail Rose, Adolph Rupp, Leighton Rouse, Mickey Rouse, Forrest Aggie Sale, Howard Schnellenberger, Bernie Shively, Bill Spivey, Art Steele, Valerie Steele,
okay,
Jeff Van Note, Kenny Walker, Sean Woods.
Okay.
Like, dude, I don't know. Like, once you put that class in, that's your inaugural. Like,
Anthony,
people ain't adding up to that, man.
No. That ain't got. There are some people who they just adopted who don't add up to that. Dude, there are some people who are in there after that class. If that's your inaugural, If that's your inaugural class, right? Then that shit should be exclusive. They have put some motherfuckers in there that make me go, wait, what? If they in it, if they are in it, there are some other motherfuckers who should be in it that I know that were more influential than when they played. I'm gonna say more. That's wrong. As influential, as impactful as they were when they were here. Ain't nobody building statues. Ain't nobody building busts. Ain't nobody doing anything. It's just a recognition, right?
Right.
So why not recognize all the motherfuckers who came before? They just hit the greatest of the greatest, right?
Right.
They just hit them 88 were some motherfuckers. You didn't have it, right?
Right.
You hit all the top in your first class. There's a lot of guys who were good who might not have been elite. we have talked about this before. I ain't got no problem with it being a certain way. But once you open yourself up to when you let some guys in, girls in there, then you open yourself up. If you only wanted to be, you had to be an All-American, you had to be whatever, fine. Be consistent with that. But when you had some questionables, then you open yourself up to, you should allow some guys who might have had more impact than that questionable guy. Because I'm sorry, fans right now, some 30-year-old fans, when they were kids, remember the fucking air raid.
Right.
The air raid ain't ever going away for another probably 20 years.
It ain't gonna be replicated either, though.
So to me, a lot of motherfuckers in the air raid should be in it, because that changed the course of the fucking program.
Hey, hold on. For what you just said, hold on. We about to get up out of here. For what you just said, I'm going through the years just kind of looking. And one thing, like you said, they fucked up from the beginning. I'm looking at 2015. And they just now put Craig Yeast in, and there's some great names in the second year too. It's only like 5 names, but Craig Yeast was one of them, and there's 2 other names I recognize as greats, like all-time greats. Dude, they just put Nate Northington and Greg Page into 2015.
Damn.
So you started it in 05, 10 years later, you put like I'm saying, like, how do you go back and realize this? I ain't trying to be critical of it, but you already fucked up the process. So, like, the people who changed the history of the game, like, even if you don't feel like it was that important to break the barrier, you just throw them in there, like you said. It's already the inaugural, and there are statues of them. I don't know, man. This history is exhausting me at this point now.
Dude, you just did the wrong thing. I just run down these lists, right? And when someone, if you're not first on the list when you graduate or top whatever, Anthony, you still in the top 10 in rushes and fucking catches. You're still in the top 10 in rushes and fucking catches. There's no running back that's in the top 10 in bowl. And we ain't fucking counting your bowl games. That shit's funny, but it's not. Because
it gotta be
funny, be consistent, be fucking consistent. How can you have a record book and not count certain people bowl games and then count other people bowl games? Count everybody bowl games. So then if you count your bowl games, you might be top 5 in bowl. So how can you leave off a top 5 guy who's a running back who's also top 5 in receiving? It makes no fucking sense. Name another one. Name another one. You can't. You can't.
I told you the process is already flawed. I'm telling you, me personally, if you go down the list and you pass a person's name multiple years, and you like, damn, you putting people in, you passing the person's name multiple years, you just kind of like, well, damn. Like you said, now if you do this shit for 20-something years, because it's going, I mean, I'm gonna stay in the top 10 and receiving probably for the next 40 years.
Right.
I'm gonna stay in the top 20 rushing maybe for another 5 or 6 years. So it's gonna be damn near 30 years. But my point is, they've admitted they fucked up or flawed the system, and I don't really think they care. Like, it don't. I don't think they don't care. But no matter what you do, going back is going. Like I said, if you put Nate Northington and Greg Page and them in on 2015, 10 years later, like, you just realized the impact they had in 66. You just realized in 2015, but you didn't realize in 2005. I don't know. I just don't know any way to fix it. I think you just got the right advocacy. And that may be, like you said, it may just be you got to pay the right amount of money. I ain't paying for no blue check. I ain't paying for no Hall of Fame.
I'm looking at this, and it's so bullshitty that now it's starting to piss me off.
I'm telling you, after them first 2 years.
Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 guys who jump you, right? You were 14 in total rushing yards now. When you left, you were top 10. All right.
Right.
And we go to receiving. You are top 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 motherfuckers. Everybody, you were second when you left. It was you, it was Yeast, and then you. All these motherfuckers after y'all, in between you and Yeast, are 2000s. So you were top 10 in rushing and 2 in receiving. What the fuck?
Okay. All right.
So I didn't think it was even that bad. That makes it even worse. You were a running back. At the time, you were a running back and you were top 2 in receiving yards. And the thing about it, it ain't like you got like 700 receiving yards. You got 15 plus.
Right.
There ain't no running back even close.
Which call it is?
Raphael Little?
Yeah, Raphael Little.
Yeah, he's 10 spots under you. That's not close in the rankings.
Nah, man.
So, man, look.
Damn, we better get on the podcast. I didn't realize that, man. I got to do some research now. It just, I don't know, man. We need a update to the committee or something. I don't know. Not for me. I say that again. Not for me. Like, but I don't see it changing because, like you said, from here on out, it ain't gonna be nothing but. Here and out ain't gonna be nothing but 2023s and above. There's no way you go back and add nobody else.
Hold on, Anthony. Hold on. I'm gonna end with this.
Don't tell me my own stats. I already know my own stats.
No. It's not that. It's not that. This is something different. We praise Randall Cobb, right?
Right.
For all the shit that he did, right?
Right.
You got more total yards receiving and rushing than he does. The only guy whom I see right now that has more than you is Raphael Little. You have fucking more than Lynn Bowden.
Well, they don't count my bowl stats either.
Exactly. Exactly.
But you said they weren't gonna be my stats. I already told you I know my stats.
But did you know you had more total yards rushing, receiving than?
Yeah, I knew that. And I knew I knew if I had bowl games, I'd have more receiving yards than Kyle. I believe.
Yeah, you probably would because you're only 141 away.
And I had 100 and I had 160 in the 2 bowl games I played.
Oh shit! So see, that's the bullshit.
But yeah, man, it is what it is, man. Cobb is my man.
So
green eyes.
No, this is what I want to say though. If Randall Cobb is revered as much as he is, which is rightfully so, no doubt about it. No shade to Randall Cobb. But if you put him on a pedestal, you right here too. And it ain't like Randall Cobb played on a winning team. Ain't like they were winning 10 games like they're winning now. So
my neighbors started their car in the middle of the damn night. I'm like, what the hell? I thought somebody was trying to break in downstairs. But man, I didn't mean to go this long. That's what the locker does. And we talk about NIL, which we got 13 more months of that. And when y'all come in here, y'all get 13 more months of NIL. I'm telling you, listen, you're gonna find some nuggets out on this show. I ain't sure if other shows do what we do. I ain't sure if other shows keep it as real as we do, but
oh, damn, John.
No, in my eyes, it is kind of crazy. They look like beams looking at you, man. But like I say, plus he a good dude too, man. So, yeah, I'm supposed to do an event 2 weeks from now. Us alumni supposed to be helping out the kids or whatever.
Okay.
we're gonna reach out about that, see what's going on. You are out next week.
I'm out next week.
Oh, we out next week. We looking for a fill in. Maybe we might just cancel the damn show. We might have Mitch Barnhart on. And I want to clear this up to I think it was Johnny KY Blue. I met Mitch Barnhart several times. I know he's socially inept. When I say that, people take it like he just not good at socializing. I don't think he's racist, but by the same token, and I all this hesitation don't mean he's racist. I just want to choose words correctly. He's definitely social inept. Like he don't speak up when he should. So that's also an advantage for when you don't speak up when you should, because you never speak up because you just don't. So he is introvert the same as socially inept? Is socially inept to me like Johnny KY Blue must be
this. Look, honestly, I'm like Suge Knight when it comes to AD. Do you want that motherfucker in your video dancing and prancing? Honestly, I don't need him. Now, like you said, sometimes he needs to speak up, but I don't need my AD dancing in my videos.
Yeah.
So what he has done, and this is what I go by my AD, is that MFer has improved the fucking program. There ain't no sport that is lacking right now. When I was in school, there was a lot of lacking sports. One of them was football. You ain't got no lacking sports now. So that's his job. His job, he's upgraded Commonwealth. He brought baseball field, softball field is top notch. The softball field isn't where it used to be when I was in school. Softball field is nice, right? The upgrades he's brought around to the craft center, to now he's indoor track. Dude, he has done some shit for this university. So for me, that's what I want. I don't need somebody out in front being all charismatic and shit. That to me, isn't part of the job.
Well, he put out some winning products. Shout out to the baseball team. I know we dropped 2 to Georgia last go out. Louisville was canceled because of, as Ann pointed out, there was some tragedy here in the state. We're not getting to that. We're not going to put we getting up out of here because we ain't got all the time today. But our baseball team is doing good. Prayers to the people in Louisville, man. We got to get our mental health together. And I think our mental health starts to get together when people are just honest with each other. Get your feelings out. And that's why I think y'all join the locker. That's why we love doing the locker. Y'all get to say how y'all feel. We get to say how we feel. Goose Fraba. And then we move on. Van won't be able to join us next week, so there may not be any Goose Fraba for him because you will be coaching. What do you got going on next week?
Now hold on. Now, here's the deal. I will let you know. I got district track meet, but our district is so bad. We might be out there quick. I could be on now because I just talked to my the head coaches and they said, man, hey, I'm trying to
got at you.
I see that. I'm trying to get off my neighbors. But it might be quick because they're saying like 1 heat, not even a full heat. So I'm on CompuServe. I'm not on AOL. AOL too pricey. I'm on CompuServe. If you remember
get that disc. You only got that disc they used to give you in the mail. We just downloaded on.
That's what I did. I'm on CompuServe like I think 20.1.
Nah, go ahead, man.
So no, I got district track me, but I might be out of there.
I ain't hoping for that, man.
Nah, I know.
We don't see you for that good reason, but you know, we'll make do what it do, man. Again, as always, we appreciate y'all for joining us, man. No, I don't do that. The more you voice your opinion, the more you voice your opinion is to UK Athletics, the more they push back at y'all, the fan base. Unless you're call Matt Jones. Matt Jones can get shit done. That's one person I know who can get shit done. If you got an opinion, share it with Matt Jones. He'll share it with him. That they need to tighten up over there. Yeah. We'll be back next week. Head on over to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Like, subscribe, share, follow. Bring your friends along. And Mr. Geiger, get off my man Van's lawn and get off his ass about his internet. That's how we do.